Welcome to the world around us. Welcome to the world around us. In this episode, we're going to look at going from the intuition of what, speed and motion is to coming up with a formula for the distance equation. We're going to derive the distance equation from our intuition of how motion works. Everyone can figure this out. If you're on your way to grandma's house and it's 180 miles and you're driving 60 miles per hour, when will you get there? You're going 60 the first hour, 60 the second hour is 120, 60 the third hour is 180, boom, 3 hours to get to grandma's house. That's the intuition part. Now, because it's science, there's going to be a formula. We can count on a formula because it's science. What is that formula? How do we figure this out? Some people already know the formula because it's so intuitive that you can just kind of jump to it, but I want to take a different direction. I want to take the direction of the speedometer. The speedometer tells us the speed, and it tells us in a unit, and we're going to use the metric. We're going to use kilometers per hour, kph. Kilometers per hour. Usually kilometers per hour is not written that way, but we're gonna, because of our speedometer, and we can do whatever we want, we're gonna call it kph, kilometers per hour. Now we've got to go in here and look at this p. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna take s, and I'm gonna make my s into my speed. I'm gonna make it into an s. My speed is an s. Speed is in kilometers per hour. So we got to look at that per. Speed equals. What does per mean? What does per mean? If I can bake 10 cookies in an hour, I can bake 10 cookies per hour. That means that if I know how many hours I have, I know how many cookies I can make. So per is a divide sign. Per is a division sign. So speed is kilometers per hour. And so I would put that K up here and I would put that H down here. Kilometers per hour. The speed is kilometers per hour. Now that's nice, and that's a formula, and so if I know how many kilometers it is, I can put that in here, and if I know how many hours it is, I can put that in here, and that's going to give me the speed. But we don't stop there. In physics, we have defined speed to be relative to the distance traveled, but there's another word for the change in position based on the displacement, the actual displacement, and that's velocity. And the formula is usually written in the velocity form, even though the math will still work out for speed. We just understand that speed is a curvy line and velocity is a straight line. So I'm going to change the S to a V for velocity. I'm going to change, I don't want to always use kilometers. Sometimes I would like to use, miles. Maybe I might want to use centimeters. Maybe I want to use light years. So I'm going to change the K, the kilometers, I'm going to change that into a D for distance. Likewise, I don't want to always measure in hours. I might want to use seconds. So I'm going to put in T for time. Now, that's nice. Velocity equals distance divided by time. That's a good formula. And you could memorize this formula. And some people will teach it this way. Velocity equals distance times time. Or output equals rate divided by time. So whatever it is, cookies, rate, time. However, we're going to put this into a different form, more of the standard form, where we're going to say distance equals. In order to do that, multiply both sides by t. So that's going to give me velocity times time equals distance. And we're more accustomed to seeing the variable by itself on the left, so we're just going to flip that, and we're going to say distance equals velocity times time. And this is going to become our actual formula that we use to calculate distance. So we start with a speedometer that says that speed is kilometers per hour. Bring that down, speed equals kilometers per hour, because per means divide. Then we don't want to always do speed, so we're going to change it to the V for velocity. We don't always want kilometers, we're going to put D for distance. We don't always want hours, so we're going to put T for time. Multiply, rearrange, distance equals velocity times time. That's the first step in all of this physics stuff. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications, leave me a comment, question, suggestion for other topics. That is all. We will see you in the next one. Distance equals velocity times time.